So I have 188 gigabytes on my computer of ephemeral private performances and an exploration of personal private labour. And I was really interested by the notion of a sweatshop. And actually, as well, I guess actually, it's overall an exploration of the artistic process of labour, which I described as that thing where you have to actually not see anyone for 4 days.
Yeah.
Then you do a cumulative process, and you kind of get into it and do your thing. And so the thing is that then also I was totally choked up with unbelievable amounts of items in order, which relates to being autistic, because the first time I ever understood myself as being autistic was when my mum explained to me why I was crying about some sandcastles that got washed away. And it's because of an autistic obsession with permanence.
Right.
And so you think something's going to be there forever, but then it's not. That's annoying. Oh no, it's fine. Oh no, it's... No, it's fine. Anyway, autistic relationships permanence, where you think things are going to be there forever, and then they're not. But then as an adult, basically, this manifests as hoarding.
Right.
And so, this is a patchwork. That is annoying. Wait, that's so strange. I sewed this earlier. It's okay, I sewed it earlier on and it didn't... So I only did one, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Maybe there was more than... Oh, well, who knows. No, but that's so straight. That's how it's not... Well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to stop this from happening. So anyway, then... So the thing is that what I've done, I've come up with this concept called mastalgia, based on the production of Evangelions. Which, have you ever seen the anime Evangelion?
No, I haven't.
Right, okay, so it's made up, the Evangelions are an appropriation of Western aesthetics and modes of the simulacra. And so, because whenever I tried to get rid of anything, it felt like a very physical rendering process, like a rending, like a body process. And so it was like, if I turn these things, so this is Frankenstein, because it's the initial one. And then, so this is a patchwork made of every single piece of fabric I hoarded, and was like, I'm going to turn this into a costume. Of course, not every single one, but every single one I could like find and quantify. But then other things kept turning up, and this, that, and the other. And in the process of doing these things, I then gathered more things, and so the typology is not pure, but then trying to establish a pure typology at the same time is, you know, a totally conservative, like heterosexual, like kind of notion of white supremacist sort of purity, like all the terrible things. This notion of unity, ability, like relates to the idea that one ever can really truly provide that authentic experience of the self and translate that.
Yeah.
So then I've been wondering... see, it should be the other way around. Because... But that's uneven. That's so... So strange.
So strange.
Yeah, because I sewed it, but now it's unsewn. But also, like, investigating the process of mimicry and how one thing is like another and not like another. Process of camouflage. As well. Dunno!
Are you there?
I don't know. So this, and then I've been wondering, because then also as well, the idea, and this whole idea of like, the rate, so this is a one-piece patchwork, which relates, because I found this was a very long thing. Found some other things that then did a very like, kind of like square, gridded one, then found a way to do it with spirals, because what happens with this is all fabric, where you do it with clothes, you got off the particular elements of the clothes to access the universal of the kind of piece of fabric and stuff. But basically the thing is, this whole process of the it's basically as well this idea of taking all these particular things and producing a universal aspect. So going from like your mum as a person to your mum back as the purity. Yeah. It's like, what is the universal thing with that? to then produce a kind of like, who am I as a universal subject? But then basically, the way this is now translating is I'm interested in this, a hugeness as well. I guess it's also all getting rid of like being obsessed with the idea of particular colours or particular things, is that with this kind of process of this, that you can sculpt and create as like kind of anything you want. It's automatically kind of universal in that sense, because you can go anywhere. So at the point, I'm going to go to Berlin and create big props and costumes that are based on the architectures that I've derived and the concepts I've derived that communicate that from the process of working with these materials, kind of thing. So, but it's about rain. So the thing is, it's about taking your, it's about a really immersive process. It's about transvestite pilgrimage, but it's about creating an environment and then it's like being in an environment and deriving things from that environment is a very reflexive thing, and then thinking about how that reconstructs the environment at the same time in this very chicken egg process that doesn't want to take either side, because automatically then if you're doing that you're kind of instilling just like some element of supremacy. And so getting away from that and being like really egalitarian, but also at the same time with this, because there's so many partitions and lines, you're always reproducing the process of exclusion and stuff. You're sort of trying to designate what does get to belong to the community and kind of what doesn't, to points of insanity, which is this pile of like potential rats. There's, well, just for posterity. So I have no idea what's going to happen with these videos. This video, the audio actually might even be useful to use as a promo for this show, or even devising this show, or even using the audio in the show or something, because it's actually just explaining to someone, which is the useful thing about introducing people to a process. And then also, that's so wonderful. Look at the photo booth. So that's so great because you have no idea where it. So I'm thinking about, but it's like at what point. I guess, because the other thing is that producing these things could potentially become a life's work, but it's about the idea of who you are as a person, how you manage yourself as a person, and that's like the real work, and you can just get, because what it is like it was also to tame all the mass of stuff that was choking my life, but now my life is just choked by half-finished projects. And then, so I think the way forward is to establish. Because then if you take this and you turn it into a treasured relic and stuff like that, you've got to take a car to drive you places, and then it gets dirty, and then you're storing it in your house. You don't have a big artist warehouse to like put it in. It starts falling apart, fragmenting. Like it's, I thought I sewed, but it's not been sewed. Which is so strange. I must have sewn it, and the thread must have come out, but that's not the interesting part. So yeah, it's like, no one wants to buy this work. No one wants to be like, oh, have no gallery representation, have no indoctrination into the professional arts discourse that warrants such a relic-based thing. So, but the other thing with this that's great, it's interesting I didn't mention the sacred and the divine, and that's produced through lac, where in the grid I showed you earlier, there's the triangles, then, which was originally worked out. With spray paint on this wall. And then that space basically as well is that there's 3 triangles and there's a 4th triangle inside the top and there's a 5th triangle that's produced from the totality. But basically the way that we manage lac is also basically the production of the sacred. And so like God is like the non-existent entity that we use to regulate all of our lives. Or, and even this is like, oh God, what does that mean? I don't know what to say, so I'm going to say nothing. God, but I'm also going to reconfirm ideas of like the Father and all this kind of like incredibly like dominant authority and things. So, but I think the idea of like invoking and creating the sacred with totally banal materials like really appeals to me. And then using things like parcel tape and tinfoil that you can get from any kind of Home Depot or thing, pretty much in any country of like Western liberalism or something like that. And then you can be a domestic goddess.
That's what it boils down
to. Tape and tinfoil. So I went to the kitchen, just a domestic goddess. And also as well,
That
the reason-
shape as well.
yeah, it's actually what it is it's a rectangle that I then scrunched into a circle.
Oh, I see.
So, but then
Circle with a hole in the middle.
Yeah, circle the hole in the middle. So I'm gonna. Oh yeah. Oh god, this is the alchemical symbol for gold.
Yeah.
But I want to put a big point on the top, so it's a big witch's
Oh,
hat.
yeah, yeah.
And then, yeah, but then tonight we can make 2 of these. So we'll finish the point, and then make another one so it's inside out. But then also as well, you can make a bunch of videos where you've got one person who's in it one way, and the next other person.
Yeah.
Duality.
Yeah.
But also as well, I feel basically like because like also the other thing is what I've done as well is I have footage of this thing being made.
Mm.
And I have footage of all of them being made, and it's all about the idea of rendering the domestic public, because it's an intrinsically feminist act to basically, within a patriarchal society, to display private labour, because women privately labour all the time, emotional labour, domestic labour. You go to an art gallery, like 98% of the artists in the Tate Modern are men. You go to an art gallery, you see a piece of work, you don't know anything about its process or how it was made and stuff like that, and it's just this final finished thing that you're then supposed to be like, yeah, and it's like it's like singular purity and stuff. But there's been a huge level of like things, and it has no criticism on the fact that basically that place is just performing male supremacy again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, and it like blocks out this process, creates it as that. So, but then basically, so that the whole documentation of it was about this idea of domestic labour. I think by constructing I really wanted to listen to an entire like, patchwork cave. Yeah. But you see, in terms of photo booth, this has already kind of done that. But then, like, by bringing these things up and then producing even like a collection, you know what I mean, to use for the show, just different outfits out of this material, you get to codify it with yourself, but also as well, then you, by creating this environment, you draw on this lineage and then put it into this. And that way then, when you're wearing these, you're really, because also the other thing to do as well is I want to make, I want to wrap myself in tinfoil with the dull side out, and then wrap myself in tape, like the video I made, to then cut it off, because it's actually very difficult to tape up the tinfoil. You know, you've got to do it in lots of strips. It's a really slow process.
Yeah.
And kind of noisy and unpleasant. But there might be a fast way to do it. But then what you do is then it's imprinted on your body, and then we don't need to do that for this one though. We try it actually to make it for the cone hats. But then it's imprinted on your body, and it's a bodily imprint, which is exactly what all of these were, which is bits of fabric you want to do the same thing with. And then you have to like tape them together to make a really big sheet, so it's another type of patchwork.
Yeah.
But the thing is it's referring to the notion of patchwork as kind of like Frankenstein, simulacra, stitching together lots of other diversive elements from in a way that's like private and very laborious, but also immediate and universal and stuff like that, but isn't bogged down in this kind of grandma economy of stitching and cleanliness and maintenance and sacredity, but it kind of comes from that grandma economy at the same time. So it's like got that whole grandma babushka witch element to it. Well, who knows? There we go. Yeah, does that make sense?
Lovely. Yeah, totally.
That's cool.
That's
Okay.
fascinating.
That's cool. Yay! Yes. You got the video. Yes. That's what we say. We're getting come on like tilt the hat forward. Yes. Oh wait. Yay!